All right. Welcome to episode 27 of the Bikini Besties podcast. I'm Lo.
Kaylia.
Stephanie.
We've never done that before.
I know. I almost went next because we started with me for prep updates, and I am very, very tired. Okay,
This is going to be a fun episode.
I know. I'm very tired. Sorry.
This is going to be good. We're actually filming on a different night than our regular night. So we are, and we've had
several hours later than we normally do.
Yep.
I'm usually getting ready for bed right now, kind of.
100%. And I traveled all weekend, so I'm dead.
Off our schedule, but episode 27 today is on check-in etiquette. But like always, before we do that, we will fill you in on some prep and life updates and, why we're filming on a different day is part of those updates, Steph.
Yes. So I went to a wedding from Thursday to Sunday. Prep update wise, I packed in my carry-on my maid of honor dress, about a day and a half worth of eating because I was scared that I wasn't going to get my stuff, and that's exactly what happened. So my checked bag never made it. So all my food, my bridesmaid shoes, my makeup, what else was in there? She had like matching pajamas and stuff that we had to wear, so that was gone.
Oh no.
And like just little things like that. And so I had a freak out. The wedding was in a mountain town, so we had to fly into the Calgary airport, which was like a main airport, and then drive 3 hours. And so we got there. We were supposed to get there at 3 p.m. We got there at 10 p.m.
Oh my God.
And then my adoring husband drove while I slept all the way. And so anyway, so we got there super late at night, and then my checked bag didn't get there until 9 p.m. the night of the wedding.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So the hardest thing, honestly, as an athlete was to not freak out more about prep things than wedding things, because people were giving me eyes. Like my best friend, you know, of course she's like, oh my God, what are you gonna wear for shoes? And I'm like, well, I have my Nikes, and I mean the dress goes down long enough, but like, what am I gonna do for cardio? That was my question. I was like, I don't have any gym stuff. And she's like, Stephanie, it's my wedding. And I'm like, okay, sorry.
Yep. I will mention cardio.
What cardio? I'm like, what is prep?
Yeah. Nope.
So
doesn't exist.
Anyway, I kind of had to put that to the side, like the athlete part of me, because at the end of it was her wedding.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And so I think the easiest thing for me to get was egg whites. It was a mountain town, and so literally there was like nothing. So even makeup wise, like no CVS, no Walgreens, no anything, no Target, no Walmart. There was no Walmart. There was like nothing. And so I went into like a little pharmacy thing, bought all the Revlon and like Maybelline and CoverGirl stuff, and just like
made do with what you could find.
Tried, and so it turned out okay makeup wise. Shoes I borrowed from her now mother-in-law, because I'm a size 10, and so everyone's like, oh, are you like, I'm an 8, I'm a 7.5, you know, like the kind of like the common women's shoes. And then so so anyway, it was fine, everything was fine, it was beautiful. I definitely grappled with the fact that I was like taking steps back in prep, just because I texted Shane and I was like, okay, like I'm not on track, but I'm not super derailed and off track. I'm like somewhere in the middle in a gray area. Don't ask me what I'm eating, because I don't know. Like some of it was just like, you know, like little appetizer things that I would just like have because I was starving. But anyway, I am back on track. It's Monday. And so I'm checking in on Friday and just getting back on track. That's pretty much
moving on. Yep.
So
doing what you
it's
can
hard
now.
for me to take this first wedding as not a fail, because I have 2 weddings coming up. They were my 2 little challenges to myself, and so I'm like,
well, you have 2 more?
No, I have 1 more wedding.
Oh, 1 more. Okay.
Yeah, 1 more wedding, but that one I felt like this one was preparing me for that one, because that one's like 10 days and like overseas, and so I had to get out of my head that this was supposed to be the easy one.
But it won't be a
like
mountain
4
town.
days. Right, exactly. It won't be a mountain town. So anyway, we'll see on Friday. We will see how everything goes. But at the end of the day, it's, you know, I picked a show. It wasn't really like, you know, Shane told me to do a show, blah, blah, blah. I just picked one because to pick one. And I really should have done what you did, which is just start prep and just prep and then see where I am. So that's the new goal. The new goal is just to prep.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing being a pro. There's so many pros. Even this fall, like there's less in the fall and winter going into there, but there's still a lot. Like, I
Yeah.
was looking at the schedule and I was like, because you were like saying which show, and I was like looking, I was like, if she needed to push to this one or this one, like maybe you'd have to like fly a little further or
Yeah.
change a little plan, but like you
possible.
still can.
I'll still be able to get
Yeah.
on stage
Right.
at least 2, maybe 3 times. But at the end of the day, my overall goal was to be ready early next year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm terrible during Christmas when I go home. And so that was one of my things, was just to kind of prep and get myself ready to not be like full improvement season or full off season during Christmas, and still kind of be, you know, I guess reversing, I don't know what you would call that, just kind of like staying within range, like maintaining. I guess it would be that. It would be maintaining.
Yeah, because you'll be lean into November and then maintain a level of leanness over the holidays.
Exactly. So that's my main goal at the end of the day. It's just that I didn't want to, you know, put off all these other little goals and then just be like, oh, it's fine, I'll just do this. So I'm like still trying to keep it going, because it was only 3 days, and I mean, how much can a weekend mess you up?
No.
I don't know.
And honestly, you've even filled us in on like the podcast here about how much better this prep has been, and than some of your other ones at the start.
Yeah.
And also, you started earlier and we're getting ahead of things.
Yeah.
So then you have room for
a little mistake,
things that, you know, like
little
come
hiccups.
up, you know?
Little
hiccups. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Exactly.
that's why you gave yourself the time to get ahead, and that's why you were pushing so hard at the start of your prep,
Mhm.
is because you knew there was things coming up and you
Yeah.
wanted to be in front of it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
as flexible as possible. And honestly, even from this morning, like physically, I could see like a lot of the water coming off, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. So it was really more of like a mental thing where I just have to kind of let it go.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
the
your body's
stress
probably going to
go.
relax even more.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Like,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Instead of just being so wound up.
Yeah,
and
about
whatever.
it.
Yeah.
Like, mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and the achievements of just like being able to like get right back to it on Monday and not just like be like, oh, well, that was off, so now I'm like off.
Exactly.
It's like,
because you just think back over every decision. I'm like, could I have been like a little bit better? Yeah, maybe I could have just not eaten for 14 hours. But I'm like, sorry, shit, I'm human. I was starving.
but is that even better though? Like
don't
not
know.
eating?
You
like,
know? I
is
don't
that better?
know.
I don't
Not
think
really.
so.
Probably
You have some
not.
muscle to maintain still. You still have a body to
Right?
keep alive.
If I could if I could tell my body like you know, starving for 14 hours, be like, just not my shoulders, take it from my shoulders.
Take it from my shoulders.
But no, we're good. We're getting back on track. So happy to put athlete Steph, you know, hat back on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Plus, like you did send us a text saying that how like you were being present, and I think that's really important. Like, you know, once you like accepted there are things you couldn't control, like not having your bag, you were like, okay, I can't control that, and I'm gonna be present. And when you text me that the words like I'm being present, like I'm happy and present in like caps, I was like,
Yeah. You could tell I was screaming at myself. Be happy, be present.
But that's you know, like the mindset shift, you know, that like you needed to
Yeah.
be like, okay, well, if I can't be like A+ athlete, I'm gonna be A+
Over here.
best friend,
Yes.
bridesmaid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'll answer to Shane later.
Yeah.
So that's something where it's like you can still like have an accomplishment of the weekend.
You
is
can
were
still
able to be
find your win.
present. Yeah.
Exactly.
Which
Exactly.
I think is really cool. I was
Yes.
like, at least you know that you didn't let it ruin your weekend in that
Yes.
way.
'Cause
Like
you could have done, that. You
I
could have
was
like,
grumpy. I was a
Yeah,
little
but-
grumpy.
I believe you.
but you could have like really
Zach
taken
saw
it out
all
on.
of that.
That's what he's there for. That's
Yeah,
what the husband is there
exactly.
for.
I'm like, "Oh, what are we gonna do? No, but we're fine. We're fine. Everything is it'll be fine. It'll be good.
Yeah.
It'll be good. It was a
I'm
great
sure
weekend.
Zach understood the stress.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, he's been through enough.
No,
of that.
Kinda.
like, okay.
He had a few choice words.
oh God.
Well, what
funny.
about you guys?
You're like moving on.
Yeah, moving on from
Wait, we're not going down that rabbit hole.
right. No,
Different topic for a different day.
it can't be recorded.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're good. We're okay, I think. Still, we're at like week 16 of improvement season phase-ish. We got a couple more months left. No food changes. My food's in a good spot. I'm not hungry. Like, I'm not hungry, and there's no need to really increase my food unless like I start like not recovering in the gym or losing strength or weight's going down or maintaining for too long. My weight's actually kind of gone up a pound or so, but I don't know how real that is yet, because I've been dealing with like a ton of inflammation, and I actually think by the inflammation. So I just went and saw my OBGYN, and I'm waiting on some blood work and stuff, but I still haven't had my period since prep, and it's been like 3 months now, which it can take some time. That's normal. So like I did lose my period, and it is taking some time to get it back. And so, but I think my body is actually trying to have a period. And so I was talking to her about a lot of things, and one, I've been sitting way too much working, and so my like low back, my erectors and my hip flexors are like have just been on fire. And then how I noticed like you guys heard me complain about it the past like couple weeks or so. Well, I started to pay attention, like when does it hurt the most? And I noticed like, oh, I feel good. Okay, wait, why do I feel good? And I started thinking about like what was different. And then when it would hurt again, I'm like, wait, what happened that made it hurt again? And it's how I'm sleeping and how I and from sitting all day. So when I was waking up in the morning, my back just was burning on like so tight and sore. It was like on fire, like burning. It felt hot.
Gosh,
And then if I would sit for like 2 to 3 hours straight, like that's how long I was sitting, like working. And then I would get like up, then my back was just messed up. And then it was messed up for the rest of the day. And so I changed how I sleep. I have to be a little bit more propped up. I can't be like flat. I'm like propped up. And I feel so much better. I get like good sleep. I don't wake up throughout the night. I have no back pain. And then I've been making sure that like every 30 to 40 minutes, I just kind of get up. I found some like little, like if you sit a lot at work, there's like little stretches online you can do, like so that I found like things to do to like be more mobile and like walk around and stretch. So my back has felt much better the past 2 days. And so I think it's from that, but also like when you're having PMS symptoms, and I do experience back pain from PMS. And so but I had like really bad abdominal pain too for a few days during all that. Like there's just been all this pain in this like area. And so I think my body's just trying to kind of get back to regular and like soon hopefully have a period. And so hopefully that comes, because that's a good sign of that things are going well. But so all that to say, my weight has been like just honestly, I haven't cared to really pay attention and weigh myself. Like I'm just like, I feel swollen and inflamed. I don't care. And so I've weighed myself like a couple of times the past couple of weeks. And so I really don't care about that. That's fair. I'm like, when I start feeling like normal again and like consistently normal, then because like all this pain has like kind of made it hard to like even control my core. Like it's just been weird. I've just been inflamed. Like I've just been in this whole like core area. It's weird.
But it'll come to it. Sounds like a kind of a period symptom.
Which is like a good sign. Like, it is a good sign. So like it is, and like so anyways, it's all getting better. I feel a lot better. We're all good. We're gonna be fine. And we're eating all the foods and not doing any untracked days. I'm keeping that. No, I just don't really care. I'm saving that for when I like have a day where I just want it, or I have like a social event or something. Right now,
like, no need to throw it
there's
in.
no need to throw it in. When I don't
and you're
have a
loving
reason
all your
to.
meals.
And I've actually been eating like super clean. I cleaned up. I've just kind of been so busy that I realized like what's so funny. I like totally redid my whole meal plan the other day, and I'm like to all these like there's just a lot of ingredients in these meals. So I did one day of it, and I'm like, no, I can't do that. I mentally can't handle it. I can't chop up all these things. I just can't. I can't weigh 5 different ingredients. I can't chop them up. I can't cook them. No. And so I went till I was like, hey, all right, potato, meat, spinach. That's all I'm eating. Like every meal is like just super simple. And it's like, it's so good though, but it's good. But I'm like, I like eating like this. And it's so easy. It takes me like 5 minutes to put this together. And so anyways, that's how I'm eating. And we're good.
You just kind of go through phases. It's
you
like
go through
simple
phases.
Variety, simple variety.
You totally go through phases, because I'll probably get bored of this. And then probably what will happen is I'll realize like, oh crap, prep's gonna start in like 2 or 3 weeks, and then I'll be like, all right, I need fancy meals. I need
those untracked days back.
Yes, I need all those untracked days. I'm not. Yes, I collected them. Yes, I baked them. Yes, and then we're just gonna have a untracked week, and then we'll start prep. No, I'm not gonna do that. But
when I'm in my improvement season, I like doing very simple meals, except for like one. I'll have like a dinner.
That's a good idea, because you're home and you
that's
can.
why I like that I do. I cook for myself, and I
Yes.
like have veggies, or I make like my homemade little peanut sauce, or like little
Yeah.
things like that. And it's like I cook dinner,
Yes.
but like my stuff for like during the day and all that. I'm like,
That's a
Whatever.
good idea.
Yeah.
That's kind of breakfast for me.
breakfast. Yeah,
Yeah.
you make a good
Yes.
breakfast.
Yeah, that's
You
kind
make
of
a real
breakfast for me. And then the rest, I'm just like, man, whatever.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, so like picking like a meal to like put effort into, and then the rest just.
I was making this Greek yogurt bowl recently, and then, but I hadn't had Greek yogurt in forever. And I feel like it was making my stomach hurt. Like I noticed ever since I started that Greek yogurt bowl, I started having some like, so on top of all this inflammation, okay, guys, then I was like, then there was like some like just stomach uncomfortableness. And I'm like, I've just been in this miserable like,
Oh my gosh,
no.
like indigestion.
Was it dairy? Having
Yeah,
dairy?
that's
yeah,
what-
Greek
because
yogurt
Because
is
you haven't had
dairy,
dairy
right?
in a long time.
I don't ever eat dairy. I use
That's
almond milk. I don't
probably
eat
it.
cheese. I never have dairy.
That's probably
And not
it.
for any reason,
Yeah.
not because I'm against it or anything. I just, macro wise, it just never really is something I want to
Fits in.
waste
Yeah.
my, so I
Yeah.
just don't really eat it. I think that's probably common with a lot of us
Yeah, I
with
don't do a lot of
competitors is
dairy
that,
either.
so, but Greek yogurt is probably the only thing
Yeah.
dairy that I will eat. And I didn't really do it towards the last half of my prep because I was doing the creamy. I do the creamy for dessert. I make dessert yogurt bowls, but I
Mhm.
always had the creamy, so I was like, well. But then my creamy started not being as good because I think the blade was breaking and blah blah blah. And so I went to a yogurt bowl, and then I think the yogurt bowl was causing my stomach to hurt, and now I'm so now I'm gonna have the creamy tonight. I'll let you guys all know.
Yes.
Was it the Greek yogurt?
Yeah. That's a takeaway.
Yeah, was it the Greek yogurt? So yeah, I don't know. It's fun. It's crazy how in competing we're so like in tuned and aware. If
Yes.
if we feel off, we are just like, okay, I know everything I put into my body. I know I have this whole routine of my life. All right, what is it?
Yeah.
And you go on this like scavenger hunt of
No,
like
it's so true.
chipping away at all these things. Like it's not
Yeah.
that. It's not that. It might be this. Okay, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
yep.
It's
We're
crazy how
So
in tune we are.
evaluating all
Yeah.
the little details.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because like I'm like I try too hard to be healthy. I don't want to feel like crap. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
should
So
feel
much
like a
effort.
queen
You
right
feel
now.
like
I
a
should feel
superwoman.
amazing. I should feel like
so funny.
yes, like
I work too hard
Yes.
to feel
Yeah.
like crap.
No,
I've
it's what you like are constantly thinking about. Because I know when I woke up on like the wedding weekend and I didn't feel good, for a second I was like, why don't I feel good? And then
Yeah.
I remembered that I like hadn't had my strict,
yeah.
you know?
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
And then I'm
You're
like, oh yeah, that's
Yeah, that's why.
you know.
Yeah.
But it's like the first thing I think of. Like, how many people can say that's the first thing they think about when they wake up? Like how you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
what's
that was
what's
me
going
with
on?
well, I do like mobility work every day. I do 30 minutes every day
yeah.
of like stretching and rolling out and stuff. So when I started having all this like back inflammation and hip flexor and hip tightness and stuff, I'm like, why? Like I have been so good about this
Yeah.
entire improvement season to make sure that like you
but
know
that's on point.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then no matter how much stretching, rolling, it was like honestly, it was like it made it worse.
Yeah.
But then I started actually, I never ever work on my psoas muscle or my iliac.
Yeah,
Is that what
iliac,
it's called?
yeah,
That muscle, and so I bought a thing, the psoas, like a tool to
Yeah.
lay on and
Mhm.
really
Oh,
dig
the-
into that
the
area.
thing with the pike. with
Yeah,
the-
I've been
oh.
doing that, and I
Oh,
think
God,
that's
that
also been
hurts.
helping
Yeah.
because when you sit, if you sit for
Yeah.
too long, like your hip flexors are shortened and like
Yeah.
and then your psoas muscle can get tight and stuff, and so and all like the training that we do and everything. But anyways, I've been working on that, and it hurts. It makes you
Oh,
want to like
it's-
throw up, but
oh my gosh,
but
yeah.
once you get better at it, it actually kind of feels you can like
Feel the release.
feel it release. Like you do
Yeah.
feel better. Like so I've just been
Oh.
keeping up on that.
I've never been able to get through it. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, it hurts so much. Oh my
I just
gosh.
sit on my
but
phone
that's
and
good.
I'm just like digging in.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're getting better. We're all good. We're gonna be
Good.
fine.
We're working on
Good.
it.
Yeah.
I love how like process oriented you are. You're like, okay,
Yes.
what's wrong?
I was about to say the
How
same
do we
thing.
fix it?
Solutions.
Here's the process.
Yeah. Implemented.
Well, because it took me out. Like so last week I trained 4 days. And then the week before that, I also got sick. Oh, sorry, this last week I got sick too. Yeah, it's been a whirlwind of weirdness. I got sick like for 2 days and had like the
Oh,
most
yeah,
insane
you had
body
crazy.
aches, like from head to toe. Like my toes hurt.
my
The
gosh.
tops of my feet
Sorry, I
hurt.
laughed.
Yeah. It has been one thing
That's
after another.
crazy.
But I got sick, so I missed 3 days, or I only trained 3 days last week and then 4 days the week before. And so I was like, okay, I can't, like,
Yeah.
you know, but
like that.
also I haven't taken off any time, so it
Yeah.
is kind of good to give the body a break and
Yeah,
rest and stuff.
absolutely.
So it's all fine. But I was like,
Yeah.
okay, this can't keep up, so we have got to
Yeah,
fix
we
some
got to get
things.
this under control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyways, that's my life. We're fine. 2 months, prep will start.
Right? Oh my gosh. That is so
Like
many
dealing with
things.
all the life things.
Yeah,
But
all the life things. It's life season.
Yes.
yeah.
Love
We'll
it.
get it out of the way now before
Loving
prep
it.
starts.
Yeah.
How are you?
Go.
Peak week,
Well,
girl.
Peak week.
Peak week.
It is peak week, yes, officially. So
Again.
San Antonio Pro is this weekend. We're 5 days out today on day of recording, and when this post will be like 3 days out, 2 days. When is it?
That's too much math.
Oh no, can't do
I
math.
was gonna make this week.
Yeah, whatever you
I
said.
have no idea. But today we are 5 days
It'll
out.
come out eventually.
And then so we fly to Texas on Thursday. This has been a good peak week. It's been interesting. We haven't made any changes to my diet or cardio or anything. It's kind of almost like I've been lean because we've been in between shows. And we reversed a little bit with my food, and then we kind of cut it back down a little bit, and I came down a couple pounds, and we've just been sitting here. And so it's kind of almost do nothing, change nothing, hold. So it's kind of a weird peak week where it's we're just holding because you don't want to fill out now and be too much
Mhm.
or
Yeah.
then hold water or be soft or something. So it's we're holding conditioning, but I don't need to lean out or lose weight. So we're just sitting here. So it's kind
Yeah.
of almost
Same
Anticlimactic.
info every day. You're just
yeah. And it's kind of almost okay, well,
Let's
I want to do
go.
something.
you
Yeah.
feel like there should be something
I
happening.
want to do something.
Yeah.
I need to do something. So
Yeah.
it's kind of weird. Even my cardio, it's a lot of minutes. It's 60 minutes, but it's less. So it's low intensity, steady state walking. And so it's not hard
Yeah.
or anything. I do get a little bit of a sweat because I just enjoy it. So I will walk on speed 3.5 or
Yeah.
something.
It gets you warm.
Yeah, I get my just so I don't pay attention to my heart rate really when it's low intensity, but I like to get a little bit of a sweat and move. And it just feels good and helps with digestion and stuff, honestly.
Yeah.
We've noticed when my activity level is higher, like a little above 12,000 steps, then I just kind of look better overall. Just kind of with digestion and staying water retention and things would just being
keeps you
active.
regular. You just
Yeah, so that's kind of where we're sitting, and my food's higher than it was before my first Texas show. So that's good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really good. That's really
less
good.
effort cardio,
Yeah.
less intensity cardio,
Do you feel like you
more
have more
food.
energy?
Yeah, I do have a lot more energy, which is almost weird. It feels wrong. I was even talking to someone at the gym today, and they're like, "You seem like you have a lot of energy," and I'm like, "Well, yeah. I mean, it just feels like another day."
After
Yeah.
Lauren's pushing 4 plates.
I have not done 4 plates since improvement season. It's been 5 months since I've done that. I've done 3 plates per side
Yeah.
on my hip thrust.
But still, I can't imagine.
a week
Yeah.
ago.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
But not this week because I don't want to be
Oh,
sore
Yeah.
or
No.
push anything or hurt myself in any way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I even just came from the gym, so I still feel I feel sweaty.
Yeah.
And yeah, I am still lifting my normal lifts,
Mhm.
but I didn't just not trying to push to get sore or
Yeah.
anything
Just
like
blood flow.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm excited. The list came out today. It's
Woo.
exciting. There's gonna be 32 women competing. It's a big show. Got me kind of excited and nervous at the same time, just because there's always almost a little bit of pressure coming off of a good placing to either do better. You don't want to regress in your placings, and so that's always kind of
Yeah.
just pressure, I guess.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's you want to have confidence going into a show too. So it's kind of that balance of
Yes. We're
I'm
your confidence
excited, but
cheerleaders.
I'm not
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, just kind of actually Anthony was messaging me before this, and he's said something that was made a lot of sense. Is no matter who's going to be there on the list, no matter who shows up, no matter what is happening, your plan is the same with your coach.
Mhm.
You're going to bring your best, you're going to peak your best, and you're going to show up at your personal best.
Mhm.
And we're going to see how that plays out on the stage.
Yeah.
So it's like, it doesn't, so he's like, there's no reason to like stress about anything else besides following the plan.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And so that's the goal, is just to execute the plan and wait these
What you
5
do best.
days.
Yes. Yes.
I like wanted to like get here already.
When
I'm
do you
like,
leave? Wednesday?
Thursday.
Thursday?
Yeah, we fly out Thursday afternoon and get there Thursday evening. And then so then check-ins are on Friday and shows on Saturday. Fly home Sunday.
Woohoo. It'll be a good
So
one.
I'm excited, and a lot of people are like, "Well, then what's after that?" I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just one show at a time with you.
One show
Yeah.
at a time.
Yes, we will.
Well,
you
like
know,
at your guys' level, that's what it is. It's
Yeah.
one show. I mean, honestly, at most, it's one show at a time. But
Yeah.
you know, but especially your guys' level, you have to see what happens. You've
Yeah.
got to see what happens and what
Exactly.
the feedback is,
Yeah.
and then you game plan from there. Because you guys have to be like strategic with like what shows you pick sometimes, and what the judges are, who the judges are.
Yeah, and even with how your body responds,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
this is week 30 of prep for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's what, 7.5 months?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's a
That's
long time to be
crazy.
in prep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's like we have to, I mean, yes, I'm eating more and I'm doing well, but like your body, like women's bodies aren't meant to be this lean for
Mhm.
that long.
Yeah.
Natural, just it's just
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
what it's supposed to do. So eventually it'll fight it and not be responding as well. So we want to get in front of that and
Yeah.
not wait until my body's burnt
Right.
out or things like that. So we just kind of have to evaluate how my body's responding, how I'm placing, what
Yeah.
shows are next.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
And your mentality too.
Yeah, and if
Yeah,
I'm
just
all
making
in and
sure-
Yeah.
things like that. I'd like to keep going this season. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll just see.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where we are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Excited.
I'm
I can't wait.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
excited.
We are your confidence cheerleaders. Yeah.
Cheerleaders.
Every time that little voice comes in, we're like, no.
no.
Yeah.
We'll slap that.
Yeah, exactly.
they're my ultimate hype crew all day.
All day long.
Yep.
Yes, we're here
Official
all week.
titles.
Yeah.
I hold that title proud.
Yes.
All the time. Okay, so that brings us to today's topic, which is check-in etiquette. So everyone checks in either with their coaches.
Yep.
Different intervals, weekly, bi-weekly.
Mhm.
I've-
Probably usually weekly or bi-weekly.
I think
Yeah.
most people do weekly. Some people do in improvement seasons will do bi-weekly.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Or even like I've had some people do every 10 days and things like that.
Huh.
And I've had coaches where I do twice a week even through
Yeah.
my improvement season.
I do twice a week.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would hate that.
Yep. It does suck.
I hate
It
check-ins.
does suck. It does
I
suck.
hate it.
But it's, yeah.
Or right now, like while I'm in peak week, it's daily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Daily check-ins.
But I feel like in like prep, it's more fun, especially peak week, because you're like, okay, look at like I don't
Yeah.
know. You like
I didn't like checking in at night. That's what
Oh,
I hate
yeah.
when it's peak
Oh.
because I'm so tired, and then it's like
yeah.
after your last meal, I'm like I just want to crawl because I also like eat my last meal in bed.
bed.
When it's
you're like,
peak
I have to get up.
Yeah.
Take
Yeah.
pictures.
And I
You have to put
hate
on that
getting
stupid suit. Oh my
undressed and
God.
dressed. I
Yes.
hate it.
Yes.
So to get undressed,
Right?
pull off leggings,
Yeah.
put on a suit, and then have to put the leggings back on. The amount of energy that takes.
And the heels. And the
And the
heels.
heels with the stupid straps. I posed the other day without ankle straps. I think
Yeah.
I'm switching. It was fine.
Really?
I was totally fine. It was honestly the best posing I ever had. Like,
Oh my
yeah. So I
gosh.
can just slide my little foot in.
I'm surprised
Yeah.
it's taking you so long.
Yeah.
They
Well,
have-
I've never used it on stage. I pose in those kind of heels all the time,
Yeah.
but I never
Yeah.
used it on stage.
They have a new
Uh.
shoe though that I was thinking of getting that's double.
Yes, the
That's what
double
you're
foot
saying,
thing.
the
That's
double
what I
foot
want.
thing. That's what
yeah.
I think I might do because
I'm
I don't think I
gonna
can
get,
do the one.
I'm getting those.
Okay.
I did the one at my studio the other day, and it was all
Yeah.
fine. I didn't slip out of it. My ankle, I felt stable and fine. So now I want those 2 strap ones. Yes. So I'm gonna
Yes.
get those.
Oh, I can't even try those on. Damn it.
And then
feet are too small.
yeah. Yeah. Anyways, okay, sorry. Checking
Yeah.
etiquette.
Yeah.
You need heels, huh?
Sorry.
You
Sorry.
need heels.
Yeah.
Okay, so where do we start with this?
Well, maybe just say, okay, what do you need to check in? And then we can start going down the rabbit hole of
Okay. So I think like the most check-ins, like the first thing that goes to is obviously there's things that your coach wants you to send.
So always ask your coach always your coach will typically probably give you like a check-in protocol, like what
Yeah.
they want and need.
Mhm.
But if they don't, then just ask them like,
Yeah.
okay, what do check-ins look like?
Yeah.
Uh,
Is it
yeah.
email? Is it text?
Yeah, how
Some coaches have you check in an app.
on an app. Some assign you days. So like my day is a Tuesday.
Mine's
so
Thursdays.
Yeah.
and
Monday,
unless
Thursday.
there's unless we're doing multiple times a week because we're closer to a show,
Yeah.
and they let you know that, and they let you know when. But yeah, so some it's just they give you a day, and then you find out if it's email, app, texting. Those are usually the 3 ways. And unless you have a coach in person or you see him in person, I had that actually for several years. I saw my coach in person. So yeah,
For every check-in.
I met with him every single week.
Wow.
Well, he's my trainer too. So
Yeah. So
his
you're
trainer
always there.
and yeah. So
Wait, was it fasted and everything? Like you would go there like first thing in the morning or no?
oh god, sorry. And so I'm sorry. I'm thinking of like improvement season
Oh, okay,
where
okay.
I honestly sucked at taking check-in pictures.
Okay.
And
okay.
prep I did go home and I took check-in pictures.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
correct. And before my training session. Yes, correct. Yeah.
Okay,
So I
okay.
still took pictures,
Okay.
but I ended up like I would just text them to him and then I'd see him later that day
Yeah,
for
okay.
To get actual feedback in person.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So typically, no matter what, you were taking check-in pictures and like
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think check-in photos is like the main first thing that everyone kind of thinks about when like taking check-ins.
We could talk about how we do that though, because I know we do it differently.
Yep.
Because you press the Bluetooth button thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I take a video and then I screenshot from my video for the photos, and then I also send the video. So he gets a posing video and then 2 photos.
Oh, and I do it totally different.
Oh, and I also put it side by side for my last check-in. So I'll give him a
Okay.
side by side from my last check-in to this one, and
With the
then the 2 photos and then the video. Sorry. Okay.
So my coach has an app, a system that we submit our check-ins. We fill out this whole like questionnaire things, and then you upload your pictures, and it's a front and back, and then the system automatically puts your last and your recent
Oh.
together.
Okay.
So it automatically does that because it spits out a PDF.
Okay.
And it emails the PDF to myself and to the coach and to
that's
Paul.
cool.
I like
So
that.
I get to see the same thing that he sees.
So you can always look up. Like
I
it's
have a
all
whole history. I have
yeah.
everything from the first time I ever checked in.
That's so cool.
So I have every check-in, You can run reports out of it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
So yeah. And where was I going with that? Oh, I take actual pictures. So I like turn it on the timer mode, 10 seconds. And just like I set my phone and then I step back, get in my pose, take a picture.
That doesn't take any running.
Running?
I feel like you would press it and you'd be like, and try to
It's
get
like 3 steps back.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's like 3 steps back.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
That's
that's
not
how
how
I
I was
do it.
envisioning it. It was like chaotic.
I use a Bluetooth remote because you look at my phone, like I can't just take one picture of my front pose. I take like 8 pictures of my front pose.
I do take multiple.
But
Probably
then you
like
have to like go
5.
back and forth. That would take so long. Because I just
kinda
stand
use it-
there and then I can just do a slight adjustment,
Yeah.
slight adjustment, and I can just take.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And then I do my S curve model pose, my side glute pose, and my back pose. I do all 4 poses.
I should start doing that. I like that you do that.
'Cause
That's a good.
I
That's a
like-
good thing to do.
I like
Yeah.
seeing the way they look, and it makes me pause in each one of those poses and see how I'm doing. And
How you're
all of
landing
those.
it. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a good idea.
And
That's
I
a good idea.
I also do a video, but I don't like taking screenshots from my video because I
Mm.
feel like they're lower
Yeah.
quality than the photos.
I
That's fair.
agree.
So they almost
Yeah.
look blurry or fuzzy to me
Yeah.
if
that's fair.
I scroll through the video and take the screenshot. But there's also, if you're doing a video, then you're in like actually how you would land it, like when you're doing a routine versus
Mhm.
like when I'm doing my picture, I'm like adjusting,
Yeah.
photo,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So there's benefits to doing both ways. So
Yeah.
that's why I think my coach has me do photos and video. So
Mhm.
I do my photos, and then I go into like the layout app and I put like my front and my back photo together and my 2 front poses together, my 2 back poses together, and I email them. And he has a list of questions to answer, but I'm a data person. Like I would love an app or like something, but my coach is a little more old school and just has like a list of questions.
Mhm.
And I don't like if it just says digestion. So I'm like, okay, so digestion for the week. So I put all his questions into a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
and then I have every single day, and then I rank each day. So like I have every question has a column for
Then
every
you can
single
run your
day.
own little report.
Yeah.
So
Really?
and then I have a tab for every week on the Google Sheets. And so I have all of my data very
Laid out very pretty.
Laid out, yeah.
organized.
Easy
Yeah.
to access.
And it's easy to send because then I can just copy and paste the page into an email, attach my photos, and hit send. And then we have all of the emails for
Mhm.
every week
Yeah.
labeled. I label it the same on the top of every
Mhm.
one. So it's all in an email. But then he texts me back. So that's kind of different. But I text him
Oh.
the video because that's faster than
Yeah.
Yeah.
it doesn't attach to the emails as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. That
But
makes
yeah, so I
sense.
do photos and a video of my routine.
Yeah. So I guess there's some like
I don't do video.
check.
I only started doing video and once I'm like
So
closer to peak, like the last
he
month.
didn't ask for video until about 2 weeks out from
Oh,
my
okay.
first show of the season, and then we've just kept it in
Yeah.
since we've been between shows
Yeah.
and stuff. So I just kept sending them
Yeah.
every check-in.
Posting's my biggest feedback, so I have to.
Yeah.
I use it as so I do the same thing. I'll take my pose so I just do my front and back pose. I think I want to copy you. I do want to start doing
The side ones, right?
Side,
That's
yeah,
the-
the
that's
transition
expensive.
poses. That's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
But where was I going with that? Totally lost my train of thought.
Oh, I also do more.
You take it. Go ahead.
Yeah. You take it. You take it. Take
You
the
go
top
for that.
exactly.
So I haven't done it as much right now because I'm like maintaining my weight, but like when I was doing once a week check-ins, I would also take a straight on front, side, and back.
Oh, I've
photos,
never, like-
straight
Oh.
on. And honestly, like that seems like they're awkward and they're the ugliest photos, and I like would never want to show them to people because like who wants to like just like standing there?
Yeah.
But I noticed things because I do like things like from each like left side and right side
Yeah.
when my arms just like straight up. And I noticed like that's where I noticed my most imbalances and things like that because sometimes in your pose like we're twisted or we're turned or we're like putting our weight in one foot or the other, and the only pose that we're ever like even is in our back pose, but we're still like arching and pressing and
Yeah.
Or
things like
you've
that.
learned cues to balance out your imbalances. Yep.
Exactly. But when I do that, like I noticed like my waist on like my left or my right side was like tighter. My erectors were like
Mhm.
like 1 week were like really inflamed, or like you could see like my digestion was off because I was like you could see like bloating or things
Yeah.
like that. Like throughout my improvement season, it was easier to like see. So I find it a helpful tool. My coach never asked for it, but it's something that I've always just done.
Yeah.
So I did. So
It's your data brain.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And I thought it was kind of fun to I have it at like my highest weight and like my lowest weight. I have pictures of me like straight on, and it's just so different how like your body looks so different, and like
Yeah.
even from the side. I don't know, that's just something else that I've done.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, some
That's
coaches ask
cool.
for that just to I've always done a front and back. It's always been asked to do a front and back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because I would say that's probably one of the mandatories, I guess, or things that
Yeah.
hasn't really changed coach to coach, at least for me.
Mhm.
Other mandatories would maybe natural light or
Yeah.
some sort of light for sure.
I do natural light in front of a window.
Yeah. And then making sure you're taking your check-ins in the same place
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah, I use the same
yeah, so
window.
consistency is one
Consistency
thing
is
that's like
huge.
very important with taking check-ins.
Yeah.
So choosing like the same time,
Mhm.
the same place or the same background, and also the same type of suit, like a posing suit.
Yes. Yes.
It makes a huge difference, or it's a lot easier for your coach to evaluate your physique in a posing suit versus like shorts. And you don't want to, honestly, oh my gosh, I think we've all done it like when we were like starting out, but like I used to do like underwear or like
Yeah.
sports bras.
I've always
or-
done some type of swimsuit,
yeah.
but it was like they were like swimsuits.
Yeah,
off like
actual
like
swimsuits.
actual swimsuits.
because the cut in the back
cut is different.
is different.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely evaluates it differently
Yeah.
for sure.
And so I think now it's more popular and more common to have a
Yeah.
posing
to be in an
suit.
actual yeah.
Honestly, when I started and I was a student, I was like, what a stupid waste of money a posing suit. Like I was like, I could just put on the swimsuit, and then by the time I get close and you really need to see the detail,
I'll have my suit.
I'll have my suit.
Yeah.
And like I could fit in my suit. Actually, that's more what I meant.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I tell
that was
girls.
always my first thing to go, but now that I have one, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now that
You
I
know?
now that you have one.
Yeah.
But I tell girls because they're expensive.
They are.
Getting a
They are.
practice suit is expensive. It's like $200 to $300 nowadays.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
I think mine was somewhere in the hundred. Yeah, because I
I
just
got
did
mine
black.
for like 150.
Yeah.
Oh, I helped a girl order. It was like $215.
Whoa. I have never seen one that expensive.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
she did get like a.
Oh, if you get like all the add-ons, like the connectors and the pads and the
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe,
so I
stuff, it
guess
adds
maybe that's
up
true. Yeah,
a
you're right.
lot.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's probably
and, like
is
molded
similar.
top, like adds like
Yeah.
$45.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
which
what,
is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That is.
No,
So if you
that's
got like a
fair.
basic of a basic, then but
Yeah.
still 150 for a basic
Yeah.
swimsuit.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
You do
that's how I
want the whole
felt.
reason to get a practice suit. You want the addons.
Yeah.
You want the
Yeah,
like.
the stuff.
Because
in
I
practice just
love
be
my
as-
practice suit. It has like the adjustable.
Yes.
Oh, the slider.
The slider.
Yes.
I love
So
that.
worth
I
it.
will
too.
never have a tie again. I will never have a
Yep.
connector. I
Same.
will
Yep.
never. Whatever the options are, I love the slider thing.
It's worth paying for the sliders on
Yeah.
the posing
Absolutely.
suit.
No,
yeah.
that's
But
absolutely-
anyways, what I
sure.
was saying is, I tell like first timers, just get something off Amazon.
Yeah.
Get like a cheeky style.
Yeah.
Like, do not spend. I rather
much
you spend that
money.
money on posing coaching and like hair and makeup and
Yeah.
your real suit,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
a practice
Agreed.
suit.
If you
Then
have the money for it, sure.
then go ahead.
but
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
If you
But
don't,
if you're stressing about
Yeah.
competing, then no, don't
Yeah.
do that. Don't worry about it, and
Yeah.
wait until like you are like, if you're gonna do the sport longer
Mhm.
or you really
Yeah.
want to invest, then do it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
ask for it for a Christmas present.
Yes.
there you go.
Yes.
But I would buy like one, like even an inexpensive, like cheeky suit, but keep
But
that like
that's your
with your heels and
Yeah.
have that be your suit that you do your check-ins in all the
Yeah.
time, so it's
Yes.
consistent.
Mhm.
And like your coach can consistently see your progress
Mhm.
in that. It's less distracting too to have
Yeah.
be
Mhm.
all over the place.
Yeah. And
We
comparing is easier too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like when you're looking between.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We use we use a
A
backdrop.
backdrop.
Mhm.
It's
Oh,
not
yeah, I don't.
necessary to have a backdrop, but sometimes it's nice. To
I
have a
like it. I
black
like the
one.
clean,
Yeah.
like you
Mhm.
can't see anything in the background really. It's just like the focus is on the physique.
I
Yeah.
still think that's important though too. Even if you don't have a backdrop, I always like
Find a clean background.
yes, find it clean. So it's always like I always close the door so that
Mhm.
it's solid, and
Yeah.
then I clean my countertops and everything before I check in so that my kitchen's nice and all, partially for Shane's judgment, and I'm not this
Oh my
crazy house. No, I'm just
gosh.
joking. But no, yeah, I think it's super important to have the clean background and
Mhm.
everything so that
Yeah.
Nothing's
it's
distracting.
not distracting. No, absolutely.
And so there's like, yeah, and you can clearly see your physique.
Yeah.
'Cause
And then the
that's
routine
need.
around checking in too, making sure that's consistent. Like I know we were talking about like whether we drink water, whether you drink
Oh, yeah.
coffee, whether you whatever you know.
Yeah.
And we're all really
we do this
we're all
You guys
different.
go
different.
first because mine's the weirdest. I think.
So how I've always done it is that my check-ins are completely 100% fasted. Like I don't even I don't drink any water. Can't have my coffee yet. Nothing. Like it is empty stomach, empty muscles, fasted weight, but it's usually always at the same time of my check-in morning. And so I weigh myself and then I go straight into photos and video. And then I enjoy coffee while I'm sending my check-ins.
So like if you take a sip of water by accident, do you just like spit it back?
No, a sip of water, like if your mouth's dry, like that's not gonna hurt. But like I don't like sit there and like have like a whole glass
Yeah,
of water.
Yeah.
I start chugging water when I wake up.
I know.
I do on normal days.
You're the strictest
'cause
out
I
of all of
love
us,
it.
and then she's probably on the other end, and then I'm like somewhere in the middle because I do a little of yours and a little of
because
Kayla's.
like on a normal day, like when I
Yeah.
don't have a check-in, I drink a whole bunch of water right when I get up. Like
Yeah.
and the coffee's like first thing down.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
coffee and water at the same time. Like I'm thirsty right away. But like for my check-in, I'm
Quick
like,
question. I have a personal question.
yeah,
Do you like go to the bathroom like as soon as you wake up?
yeah.
No, I don't. I
My
can't.
body won't do
My
that.
body won't do that
It
either.
won't
It
do
needs
that.
to wake up.
Yeah,
Like,
my
the-
body has to
the
wake
wheels
up.
have to start.
Yeah,
turning.
yeah. So
Yeah.
if I
Yeah.
don't, I don't know if this is TMI or anything.
Yeah.
No,
but like
this is a good. This is a good
Yeah.
conversation.
if I don't go to the bathroom right when I get up, I like will walk around and
And
movement
then,
will do it. Coffee helps. Coffee makes me
But-
empty out.
but if it's a check-in
things.
day and you can't have your coffee,
Yeah.
then
does your body just go to the
it's too bad.
bathroom?
Then you just still take your check-ins.
But then you wait.
No, you waited, but it
pound or
should be
two.
consistent. So like if you're eating at the same time at night, you should go to the bathroom at the same time in the morning. Like for me, it's like I'm so regular.
Yeah, but I think we've talked about this. I do eat later than you.
Do you?
What time? What's your last meal?
At like 9
Oh,
p.m.
I do. That's like around 8 or 9.
Yeah, so like 8:30 to 9 is my last meal.
But you eat 6 meals a day.
I do.
I eat 4, and so mine are a lot more food.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I can't go to the bathroom until like 10 or 11. Between
I
like
go
9,
first thing
it's
in
like
the morning.
9:30 to 10:30.
It helps with coffee. Coffee makes things move better,
does.
faster, more completely. But
I'm not gonna lie, I stand up within seconds. I have to go to the
Yeah.
I wish I could.
No.
but I don't know.
'Cause
I
then I would
just
check in
am-
like you.
Yeah.
I'm regular.
No, I need an hour or two before.
Yeah, I need a couple of hours.
So
Yeah.
if it's like a morning, like tomorrow morning, I have to go to the office, and so I'll have to get up an hour or two earlier, and
yeah.
I still have to check in. I probably
That'll be an
won't
off day-ish.
have to go to the bathroom
Yeah.
right then because my body's not ready yet.
Mhm.
But because I get up at the same time every morning, it's like on schedule.
We get up at the same time too. I don't know.
You know those random conversations
But you're
have?
on routine.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
Still on
Yeah.
routine and regular.
I just wish my body would go to the bathroom earlier. Like when I wake up at 5 a.m. Like,
then it would be like within the first.
and then it doesn't have to
hour.
go to the bathroom until like 9:30, 10.
I don't know.
Stupid body.
I was gonna say, do you know those random conversations you have with people that listen to the podcast? Sometimes like, oh, remember I heard you say this. Imagine.
This
I'm just
one.
gonna say this right now.
This
If anyone
one.
comes up to me and talks to me about my bathroom routine, I will be very embarrassed. I don't watch how you. Yeah,
What
I heard
time-
you talk about it on the podcast. You poop around 10.
10. Me too.
I'm like, yeah.
Where are all my 10 a.m. boopers at? Just
So,
kidding.
and these are
I'll
like
be
things like
so
in
embarrassed.
bodybuilding. I feel like we've become like more. It becomes more.
Very comfortable.
Yeah, it
it's
becomes
normal.
more normalized to
Cause-
talk about like your bowel movements because you need to tell your coach.
Which
Well,
is a
we're
good.
talking about everything that goes in, so we
Yeah.
gotta talk about
That
everything that
comes
comes out.
Or if it doesn't.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly.
Oh my god.
But you gotta tell them.
Yeah,
you know.
they have to know. They gotta
They
know.
have to know. Okay, all right, back to your check-in. So, all right, so that's it.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So for me, it has to be completely 100% fasted, or I just don't feel like it's
And
a
first thing
fasted
in the
check-in
morning.
anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, because then I feel like if I drank water or if I had my coffee, even like then my muscles like have water in them, and I'm not flat anymore.
See, I
That's
count
fair.
fasted as food.
Yeah.
But you're
But
not. But
It's
you're
the same thing when you go get your blood taken though, because they don't say like don't have any water.
yeah.
It's
True.
still fasted.
I don't have coffee though when I go get my blood work done. I just have water.
Yeah. You only have to. Yeah, you
I
can't
don't
drink
have
anything
coffee
else.
yet.
You
I
can only
wait
have
until
water.
I just have
Yeah.
water. I make sure I'm hydrated.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's just
but
important that
when
you do the same
hydrate,
thing.
don't your muscles
I
hydrate?
don't know.
When I start drinking in the
I
morning,
don't know.
I start like peeing. Like I pee. Like in the morning, I pee so much. Like,
Someone please come up to Kaylia and talk about this.
but like I don't know, and I feel like emptier. Okay, so are you done? Can I explain my check-in process?
Yeah.
Okay.
Explain it to
Okay,
them because
because
I
I'm
know,
like-
but you gotta explain to everybody else.
Yeah,
Oh
what?
my
Okay.
god, mine's the shortest. Okay, so we'll go through this.
So on Tuesdays, I
10 a.m.
wake up at 5 a.m. and I get ready, and I love my morning routine because I like get ready and I drink a little coffee and I listen to podcasts and stuff. So I like refuse to wait. I cannot. Yeah. Anyways, I start drinking immediately. So I start drinking lots of water. I start drinking my coffee. I have probably, and then I don't submit my check-ins until like 10 or 11 a.m. and I don't eat breakfast. Like I fast. So
Yeah.
I fast in regards to food, not coffee, but food all morning, and just sip on coffee and water and work and stuff, get ready, work, do other chores around my house. And then when it's probably about an hour before 10 or 11, I've had my second coffee. So I had my last coffee. So I stopped drinking, and then I like pee a lot. And then for like an hour and a half, I haven't consumed anything. And so then I do my check-in. So I feel empty. So I've like peed out everything and my waist is super tiny. I've got good core control. I've been doing vacuums all morning because I do
Yeah.
vacuums kind of throughout the morning.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like my core is like,
You
I don't
ready?
know. This is my routine. And then I take my check-in pictures and then I make my meal one and I have my next coffee and I sit down and eat and drink my coffee and spit my check-ins.
Yeah.
So that's my routine.
No,
every
that's
Tuesday.
fair. I do a little bit of cardio in the morning before I check-ins.
Oh,
Just because
You don't does it make you drop weight though?
I don't feel like it like if it does, it's the same. Because I do it I do the same
Yeah, it's
amount.
Yeah,
consistent.
Yeah. And so even in my
Huh.
improvement season, I think I vary it by 15 minutes. Like as my cardio gets higher, then I might do at most 45 minutes. But it just helps me move and that helps me pee and do all the things and then I feel super empty.
Yeah.
And then so by the time when I come home cuz my gym is like a block away or whatever. So then I come home. I don't weigh myself first. I do a little bit of posing. So I usually set aside about half an hour to check in. And so
Yeah.
then I pose a little bit, vacuum. I also do vacuums as I'm walking, doing cardio just to kind of and then I check in and then I weigh myself. Oh, and then I measure myself and then I weigh myself.
yeah. I do weigh myself after, right before I eat. So I
Yeah.
make my food and everything too. And I will set it aside and then I go weigh myself.
Yes.
The way I weigh myself, it's the last thing I do.
Me too.
I've tried it Lowe's way. I've tried to do first thing in the morning and I always weigh 2 pounds more.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I have
Always.
one half cup of coffee or one glass of water and I'm up 4 pounds. I can't
Yeah.
it's
And it's because-
ridiculously high.
Yeah.
But see, that's because your body goes to the bathroom earlier. See, my body doesn't go to the bathroom till that 9:30,
I mean, I still
10:30 mark.
pee a lot when I drink my coffee though.
Yeah, but food in your stomach weighs 2 pounds.
But I don't eat until 9 or
I've done that. I've
so.
literally weighed myself, gone to the bathroom, weighed myself, and I lost 2 pounds.
That's pretty funny. I
don't
don't
know.
Mine doesn't fluctuate too. Like if I'd have weighed myself before just to see how much it's fluctuated,
Yeah.
it's like half a pound.
Oh my God.
Like a half
Yeah.
pound, maybe a pound
My
at
stomach
most.
just holds on to everything.
And I for sure am telling him the one that's 1 pound lower.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
Yes, yes,
Let's
yes.
be real. I didn't
That
even see
one
that
counts.
first number.
No, you can't fake a low weight.
Yeah. So we all do it really differently, but I think for everything that we do, we always do it the same
Yes.
every
Yeah.
single
We've
week
got a
because
consistent routine.
consistently.
Yep.
So having the routine is the most important part of that,
Mhm.
and what works best in your schedule. Because clearly, I go if I'm going to the office or Steph's going to the office, we can't take photos at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
because we're not home. So everybody has different schedules.
Mhm. The only thing that's snuck into my mind, if I really wanted to be is the fact that on show day or even peak week, not so much. If he's lowered my cardio on peak week, I will check in without the cardio, and then on show day, you're not doing cardio, so
Yeah.
that's always snuck into my mind. What if there's this tiny variable, but I mean, you could go down the rabbit hole with those things
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. Well,
But-
that's why I find for me, it's the most consistent to always do it
Yeah.
pre-cardio because I don't know if I'm even going to have cardio because I only have cardio 6 days a week.
Right.
Oh, the other thing is, though,
yeah.
You know?
you do yours with a ring light. I do mine with
Yes.
bright daylight. And I can't at 5 a.m., even
Yeah.
8 in Idaho, it just depends on the season. But,
Yeah.
there's no daylight.
Yeah.
But that's why I switched to a ring light. Well, I
I
don't
hate how I
ring-
look with a ring light.
Yeah.
It's mine's actually
Yeah.
a panel. It's a big flat light.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't have a
yeah.
actual ring. It's a square.
Yeah.
Yeah, a light box. But I switched to that because I felt like the natural light was too varied. I'd have to wait
Yeah.
till a certain time.
Yeah.
It is true.
And sometimes it's cloudy, sometimes it's sunny, and it just
You're
was
right.
never
Yeah.
consistent enough for my personal preferences.
Yeah.
So I just liked that. I was like, okay, it could be
Doesn't
9
matter what
a.m. or
yeah.
it could be
Yeah.
4 a.m. It's all
That
going to
is
be the
true.
same lighting.
No, I agree with you because when it's darker, even though I do natural light and I have my lights on, it's it definitely I can see a little
can
bit
see
of
the difference.
variability.
Yeah.
Depending on the
Yeah.
time of day.
I'll even because we have a little room that we do our check-ins in. We have an extra guest bedroom that we turned into it has our treadmill, my check-in backdrop, and all of our trophies and stuff. And that's the only things in the room.
Yeah.
And we have blackout blinds in there, and I close the blackout blinds and turn on my ring and turn off the lights and turn on my light.
Oh.
So it's dark.
completely.
Yeah.
Just one light source. So it's like you can't tell when I'm taking my photos. I could be taking it at noon and it would look the same as if I was taking it at 5
That's a
a.m.
no-go for
I
me.
might try a ring light again and just see. Last time I tried it, it was like probably like 2 years ago, and I hated it. I was like, nope.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Well, that's funny because I took it was like I think it was like on a show weekend. I took a natural light photo and I like freaked out.
Oh, no.
Like
I
I was
mean-
like, I lost all lines. I
Yeah.
lost all my glutes.
Oh,
I
so
am-
maybe a ring light would make me look better.
I can't.
Yeah,
no,
harder.
no.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like, I lost all my lines. I can't do this. And I like
Yeah.
freaked out.
Oh,
and I was
no.
like, let's close the blinds. Let me try again.
Yeah. But lights are good too because usually you can get portable ones that you can then take to the show and then
Mhm.
Yeah.
everything's consistent. Because I hate finding lighting.
Oh,
when
it's
it's
the
show
worst.
weekend, absolutely not.
It is the biggest headache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is so stressful. I get
Yeah.
so grumpy,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
So
you're just
I
like
take
tired
my
and hungry.
my
and you're
same
just-
light.
Yeah.
And so it's the exact same
Exactly
lighting
the same.
You're right.
and the exact same height that my light's at because I have it marked on my treadmill my tripod how high it goes. I have a light
Yeah.
stand, so it's like my light's at the same height and it's the same color and it's the same brightness.
Mhm.
And so I just pick a wall on
Yeah.
my hotel room and it's the same. And so then when my coach also like needs photos at 9 o'clock at night,
You
Mhm.
still have the.
it's the
It's the
same.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just find it easy to do that, and that's another reason I did the light box instead of the ring light is because it's only this big.
Yeah.
It's actually in my highlights on my Instagram. I can probably send you links for what all
Mhm.
the things because I get asked that. That's probably like one of the number one things people DM me for.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's
set
still
up.
in my highlights.
Yeah. That's that light.
It's been there for 2 years.
Yeah. I wish I'd gotten the one you got because mine is similar, but my battery is removable. I remember when you were looking for one and yours was not removable. It's easier.
Yeah, I do like mine, except for it's a very specific charger. I think if I bought a new one, I'd make sure it's one that was like a C-port charger, so then
Oh,
all
yeah.
my chargers.
Could
Are
you
the
work
same.
on
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Yeah.
Because we forgot it in one of our trips. We forgot the charger.
Oh
and
no.
There's no way. You can't even run to the store and buy a charger for it.
No.
It's like
Oh.
a specific one.
Yeah, that's
So,
annoying. That's
yeah.
annoying. So, what do you guys send your coaches for information wise? I guess
Yeah, like on the
because yours is on an
questionnaire.
app. Yeah,
Oh,
yours
mine's an
so-
app.
yeah.
Like what's
Okay.
his questionnaire?
Photos. Hang on, I'm gonna do it in my head. Photos, and then weight, and then measurements, and then
Pull up my
what I ate for the week, like macros, like
Yeah.
each day, like when it's always the same, like whatever. So macros, cardio. So, how many minutes?
Yeah.
What I use, what machine, and then it's this scale system thing where
Oh yeah.
1
to 10.
yeah 1 to 10 on adherence, so food adherence, training adherence, cardio adherence, and then digestion, sleep, energy,
Mm-hmm.
hunger. There's probably one more thing, but a scale.
Mhm.
Then there is like now leave comments in those things, like now elaborate.
Yeah.
And so elaborate on hunger levels and what's
All
going
that.
on with sleep, what's going on with digestion, what's going on with your energy levels, how is training. So basically describing how all
Mhm.
these things went for the week. Notes. And so for
Oh,
example,
bowels. Does he have regular? Irregular? Bowels?
Digestion.
Did you do? Oh, digest. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's digestion. So that's, where I would put if like, it's whatever
Yeah.
the notes are kind of thing. If I had like, this is improvement season. So if there was a day where I had an untracked meal, I would put that in and
Mhm.
write like what I had and what were like, my behaviors and like what were, cause that's just stuff I'm working on.
Yeah.
And so it's my own thing. And, what I ate, my behaviors and stuff. And then, and then, if I've had any injuries, I share those. So I've shared like, what's going on with like the hip flexor pain and back
Mhm.
pain. And, yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, digestion. If it's been slow, if I've noticed I've been eating, after when I eat this certain meal at this time of day, I'm bloating, or
Yeah.
so I'll share things like bloating. I'll share things
Yeah.
like I share things. Oh, sorry, I missed a thing. At the beginning when you first check in, it asked for females like, are you on your menstrual cycle?
Yeah.
So, so you'll put that. So we share stuff like that. I mean, share everything. Kind of.
Yeah.
And then there's also like if there's any like things for him to know, like vacations that are coming up, social events that are coming up,
Mhm.
like to plan for, like
Yeah.
if if we need to have a conversation about like what food and cardio and training looks like.
Mhm, mhm.
And so yeah, that's kind of
Mine's similar to yours. Yeah.
yeah,
With
I
all
think
those
that's
things, yeah.
kind of it. Now,
Yeah.
this is like the weekly check-in,
Mhm.
but when in an improvement season, it's very routine. It's very just every Tuesday I check in.
Yeah.
And then in prep, it's usually probably the first half of prep is just like that.
Mhm.
And then towards like the last half of prep, there might be like 2 check-ins a week, or it becomes there's a little bit of texting, or there's like it just becomes like, okay, got your Tuesday check-in, but before making any changes, kind of want to see how the next 2 to 3 days go.
Right.
And then let's see your weight, let's see your measurements, let's see your pictures, and then let's see if we make any adjustments. So just text me some pictures and some data on this day, and then we'll go from there. So it's not a full-blown check-in,
Yeah.
but it's a little mini one
Yeah.
via texting. So, or we'll hop on a FaceTime call. We've done a lot of that. So that happens towards that like later half of prep as you're
Right.
dialing in like details.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just increase
definitely.
Yeah.
communication.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
that
as
makes sense.
needed check-ins and
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
more.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's a system, and so once you submit it, it emails a PDF to myself and to the coach,
Mhm.
and then oh, this part, how they reply. So
Yeah.
I totally didn't even think about that. And so then I do that around like 10 or 11 a.m. my time, which is he's 2 hours ahead of me. And so he typically gets to mine probably in the later half of the day. So a few hours later, just depends. And, but it's a video reply. So he records a video, and it's anywhere from like 1, 2, 3, 5 minutes. It just depends on what we're talking about, what there
Mhm.
is to update. And just, you can see him, like has it pulled up on the screen, looking at the stuff, and then addresses what he sees and what anything I pointed out and comments on it, and then gives the plan for the next week. Yeah. So
That's cool.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that that he like kind of talks too. That's cool. It's like a personal touch.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's why he does it,
Mm-hmm.
because he's like talked about it on his podcast of like when a while ago. And these coaches, my coach specifically, I think all of our, well, maybe not, but work with like mostly women and bikini and bikini athletes.
Yeah.
And he noticed that like, and so when with my coach, when he is texting, it is short. It's
Mhm.
short.
Mhm.
It's like quick responses,
Yeah.
short, no exclamation. And I'm like an exclamation mark girl and an emoji person. And so, but his is short. So I could see, but I don't take it personal. I'm very, because I have worked, I think just working in like corporate, that's how a lot of like high level kind of people are. Like they're
Yeah.
very quick. They're
Yeah.
very good. Yep.
Direct.
Approved. Like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
go. Like
Yeah.
I don't
It's
like,
direct.
you
Yeah.
got my approval.
Business.
It's
Yeah.
it's direct. And so
Yeah.
I'm used to that. So I
Yeah.
don't ever take it. I imagine like, oh, you run a company, you're a coach with lots of athletes. Like,
Yeah.
you're going to be like, that's how you're going to be.
Yeah.
So I never take it personal, but I've heard him talk about in podcasts how like girls have been like, oh, I thought you're mad at me. Like, what do you like,
Yeah.
they just,
Yeah.
they didn't. And so he started doing these videos and found that like it solved all of the problem, because
Yeah.
he is a very friendly, like
Yeah.
personable guy.
Yeah.
You just have to like be talking to him or let him
Right.
talk. And, so he found that the videos like helped ease all of that with his
Yeah,
clients.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so he
yeah.
really likes that they can see his personality and like he's not mad, like
Yeah.
he's funny and like
Yeah. No, that's fair. I think that's a common thing.
common
yeah.
thing. Yeah, there's a few coaches I know that do that do the videos. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like
there's a
that.
few that do.
I like that. No, Shane is definitely more direct and to the point. And so usually actually, you know what? He does use emojis. He's an exclamation mark king.
Is he
Really?
Yeah,
okay?
he does use exclamation marks a lot.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, where he'll like usually if he replies to my check-in and usually he's happy, honestly. Like I haven't really had check-ins where it's been I'm trying to think of when. Usually I ramble. Like if it's a check-in that I'm not proud of or something has gone wrong, usually it's because I ramble quite a bit. And then he'll usually respond exactly to that, or maybe we can fix this, maybe we can do this, maybe we whatever. But for my normal check-ins, he usually replies with my name. first step. That's all it says. And then it'll have like little exclamation marks or whatever, which I assume he's like pleased. And so then usually then like I send an email with all the things that you listed. So like I just copy and paste it. So I have like sleep, digestion, blah, blah, blah. And then I keep a record of it in a spreadsheet, kind of like yours, but with more of like the date and then everything kind of just one line after the other. That's more for me, just to kind of look and see if there's anything odd. I like to kind of organize it sometimes. Like you can filter it and then put like all the 8-hour sleeps together and then kind of see. I don't know. I like to filter it on different parameters sometimes. But I usually send him the same thing. I have digestion, bowels, sleep. What else did you say? Energy. Those like things are all rated and that kind of thing. What I don't do is I do it on a weekly basis. So I'll think about it like over that week. Has my digestion been good? Or if there was an off day, then I'll put that in the comment. But like there were 2 to 3 days where I didn't sleep well, or there were 2 to 3 days when blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I do it as a week thing. I don't do it as a daily. And then usually usually he's like, good, let's keep going. Or he'll say like, let's decrease this, let's increase this. And I'm like, okay. And then I usually just like it. And so usually our check-ins are done within like 2 to 3 texts.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's pretty much it. And I'm like, sweet. What I hate the most is if I check in the morning and then my calories drop in the afternoon, and then I'm like, or the other one is if my cardio goes up in the afternoon and I think my cardio's done.
Oh, I would do it the next day.
Yeah, so I do it the day
Oh, see,
of.
so okay. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so because my check-in day is Tuesday.
Yeah.
But I don't start my plan until Wednesday, the following day, because I check in at 10 or 11 and I don't hear back from him till later in the day.
Yeah.
So I've already eaten
Same.
like 1 to 2 meals before I've heard from
Yeah.
him. I've already done my
Yeah.
cardio workout.
Yeah.
So I check in on Tuesday, but I always start the plan on Wednesday.
So he does something similar. If I'm closer to, then I'll usually because protein usually stays the
Yes,
same.
and prep that has happened, correct?
Right,
Like,
where they drop it or something. So
Yeah.
I'll usually I'll try and like on that day have less carbs in the morning, or like the same 2 meals, but like not
An
my rice
adjustable
cakes or
meal
something
Right.
like
later.
that, like something that I can adjust later.
yeah, because there
just in case.
has been times like when I said like he'll be like, let's give it 2 to 3 days, check in with me on this day.
Yeah.
And so I'll know, like, okay, check in with him and don't create my plan yet. Wait till hear from him because I know
Right.
that texting will be faster.
Yeah.
And then, so I have
Yeah.
had to do stuff like that.
But usually
where
it's not a huge. It's not like he's like
No.
40 grams less.
it's
or
like
something
10.
Crazy.
It's like
10,
take away. Yeah. And you're like,
Mhm.
okay,
Yeah.
dang it. I don't get
I'm
this
like,
with
dang,
my
I don't get
creamy.
that. I'll just put that rice
Yeah.
cake
Yep.
back.
I'll just take away a couple grams of potato.
Right?
Like,
yeah,
so-
exactly. But no, it works well. It works well. And then,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm also doing it twice a week too, and so it's pretty. I like it short and sweet kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I can do 2 videos a week.
No.
that would be a lot.
No, he does not do 2 videos.
Yeah,
a week.
that would be a lot.
There's 1 video a week, and then if there's any in between checking in, it's always text.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
kinda straight
that's
to it.
nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's yours?
Well, mine, like, he has like a questionnaire that he asks more like weekly questions.
Mhm.
But like for me, just the way my brain works, like if you ask me like how is your digestion, rate 1 through 10, I'm like, well, on Tuesday it was an 8, and on Wednesday it was a 7, and so like I personally like I had
Average
to
it.
like make it like a full on spreadsheet for everything.
Yeah.
But like the main data points like is very, very similar. Like I have like my weight, my cardio duration. I
Mhm.
also tell him how many steps I had every day so he can see like my activity level,
Mhm.
how many hours of consistent sleep I had. So I track that on my watch. And then I do the 1 through 10 on things like my sleep, training, digestion, how was your diet,
Yeah.
what were your macros, what's your hunger level, how much water you had. I
water.
do track how much
Oh
water.
yeah.
And then any additional information. So I have notes. So I'll always put like if like even little things like if I went to the sauna, like I always put like stuff like that on there because like you are having extra like sweating and elevated
Mhm.
heart rate that day.
Yeah.
And I liked being able to see across the board, like, oh, if my weight went up on this day, you can look down and you can see if there was another variable that may have caused that.
Mhm.
So that's kind of another reason why I like doing the spreadsheet.
Mhm.
And then he doesn't ask specifically about like menstrual cycle.
Mhm.
But when I had it during my improvement season, I would actually just put it under the days on my weight. So you can see like the dates and across, and I would just put little stars and be like started, stopped.
Yeah.
So it was
that's
always
smart.
notated. And then it was just easier for me to track. And then I could see how regular I was because I like personally tracking and making sure just because I like to know.
Yeah.
And then I also like to know when to expect it and things like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
And so then I email everything. He texts me back like a response and if he has any questions for me, and we kind of like go back and forth a couple text messages,
Mhm.
and then he emails me an updated plan.
Yeah.
So it's like all of our formal official stuff is in the email, but then our like little back and forth is in text message.
Mhm.
Which is kind of funny because like our text and conversation can also be very direct and short, but like in person, like it's like a totally different
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
He's so loud and funny, and
Yeah.
so it is a good reminder like to that text, and even if it's an email response or something like that, like to realize there's no tone.
Yeah.
No
Don't
And
read into it too much.
yeah,
They're working. They're
Yeah.
just.
they're busy
Yeah.
coaches working, and and that's just kind of like as an expectation for your coach is like they're also having tons of other check-ins. They may even have another
Which is
job.
so funny though, because there'll be like, I actually wonder, I wish you could pull a report. Like, how many text messages do you get a day? Because like, there's been times like I kind of am trying to give my phone office hours. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I only answer text messages at this part of the morning and this part of the night, like
Yeah.
to just be more productive in other things that I'm doing. And so I've noticed like there'll be times at night, get on the treadmill and I'm like, I have 40 text messages.
Oh my god.
And so I'm like, okay, here we go. And so it's like,
Yeah.
but I always use exclamation marks. I always use emojis. I always
Yeah.
but that's probably why it like takes a lot of energy out of me though, because
Yeah.
you're
I-
trying to put emotion into your
I put effort
texting.
into my
Replies and
replies,
everything.
but
yeah.
like, yeah. And that's why I can't do it like throughout the day.
Yeah.
Like if someone texts me, I saw that you texted me. I
Yeah.
do know you texted
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
but I can't, my
Yeah.
brain has to be like focused and I gotta,
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
I
yeah,
know
yeah,
when
no,
one of
me
you
too.
is doing cardio or steps
Yep.
or something, because
Yep.
all of a sudden it's like
All these
heart
responses.
like on like all of our like whole
Yeah.
group
we're
messages.
in
Like, usually
reply
you,
mode.
I'm
you'll
the
come
worst.
back
We're in
like
reply
way
mode.
later
I
and like
know I'm the worst.
you're like liking a mess, like we were like messaging earlier, it was like text,
Oh,
and
sometimes,
then Steph's
yeah.
like
If
heart,
it's-
heart, heart, like 10
Yeah.
messages
If it's a
back.
I'm the
group chat and
worst.
it's got
I'm the
like
worst.
more than 10, I'm like, nope, I missed the window. I
Yep,
can't.
yep.
can't respond
Sometimes
to
I do
that.
Honestly, I think our friendship has grown through that because we've all been like, it's okay, don't
Yeah,
respond,
yeah.
it's fine. So then, what about some like no-nos for check-ins? Like, absolutely not.
Yeah, there's a few of those things that you shouldn't do. So certain little things like
Well, wear
yeah.
appropriate clothes.
Yes.
wear clothes.
Wear clothes.
Wear opposing suit.
If your coach asks for anything otherwise, that is a huge red flag. That's like probably the biggest red flag.
Yes, we've heard
So,
red flag stories.
It's a thing. It's a
of
thing.
asking for naked
That's
check-ins.
pretty
That's
funny.
not a thing.
I mean,
Don't
I've
do
never
it.
had a coach ask for anything
I've
other
never
than
had
practice
that, but I've
suit.
heard
But
the
Same.
stories. I've heard.
I've heard the stories and
Yeah.
stay far
Yeah.
away
If
from
a
those
coach asks
coaches.
for that, fire them.
They are not a
They're done.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. No,
That is a
absolutely.
no-no. If a coach
Don't
asks
edit
for
your check-ins.
Yes.
Yes, don't edit.
Do
your
not edit your
check-ins.
check-ins. You don't need to edit anything. You don't
No,
need to edit lighting. You
no.
don't need to edit.
These are the most raw
Yeah,
things.
there-
Like I do like morning face, morning hair in a bun. Like they don't care. They just want to see
No.
your physique.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, and it doesn't need to be, if you edit it, then they can't truly tell. Because like if you make yourself look leaner than you are, then they're not going to be able to
Then what's
help
the
you
point
get
of-
lean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
you're
like,
giving them false information.
Yeah.
try to show them the most real you, realistic,
Yeah.
consistent update progress of your
Yep.
physique, because that's
Yep.
what the point is.
Mhm.
Wear your shoes, wear your heels.
Yes.
Mhm.
So always pack them if you're traveling and things like that, because it's not consistent if you're not in your pose either.
Mhm.
So it's also hard for
Definitely
your
is
coach.
different. Yeah,
Unless
it's
your
definitely
coach has
different.
asked for otherwise.
Yeah.
So
True.
yeah,
Yeah.
your coach should tell you. But you should, if you're a competitor, you should be in your heels because
Mhm.
Yeah.
it does change kind of like how
Your
your posture
pose.
and what you look like.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
how
My
much your
glutes look so much better without heels. Like in my front pose, I can get that glute to look even like without heels.
You can change the shape a lot
Yeah.
with how
Yeah,
you're
it
standing.
changes a lot.
My core control's way better without heels.
Yeah.
Really?
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just being honest in your check-in. Just being honest.
Yes.
it doesn't help anyone to be dishonest. Like, it
Oh my God,
doesn't-
don't lie about your weight.
don't lie about anything.
Don't lie about anything.
Don't lie about
Anything.
if you cheated on your diet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell
Don't
them everything.
just tell them.
Mm-hmm.
They would rather know because they can't fix what they don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're only hurting yourself by
Yeah.
like not telling them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and they can't help you if
Yeah.
you are like telling them otherwise, because otherwise they're going to be like, why is their weight up? Why is she look
Yeah.
like that? Like if she says she was on plan,
Yeah.
and then they like they can't make changes to your plan if they don't
Yeah.
know.
Or they're giving you an inappropriate plan. For
Or
where you're
yeah,
at.
yeah.
Like you're on the wrong plan.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Like, or they're making changes that maybe they didn't have to make because like I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. They're just, or they didn't make changes because you lied about something and then now you're behind because it's just, you're not going to
Oh, you know
look.
what? I should say there has been a couple times where my lighting hasn't been, and lighting is huge for me with my skin tone. It is humongous. So there has been times where I've increased the brightness if my light or whatever is like a little bit off and I can't see very well.
Mhm.
But I will always tell him
Yeah.
that I increased my brightness.
Yeah, so then he
I don't
knows
know.
the difference.
But that would be, I think that's the only thing that I've ever changed about my check-in photos,
Yeah.
if anything.
yeah.
But yeah, you guys don't have that
Don't-
big of much of an issue. But brightness is huge for me.
Yeah, but
Um,
not editing, being consistent.
Anything
Trying
else?
to think of all the things.
Huge no-nos. Making sure that you're checking at the same time of day, I
Mhm.
think, is a big one too. Because I know as a couple of like my clients will sometimes check in the afternoons, and something that I've had to tell them to make sure that they're always checking in the morning, always having the same, so that comparison-wise and everything is identical. Other than that, I can't really think of anything that you absolutely should not do.
Be patient with
Oh,
Oh,
good one.
yeah.
coaches' feedback
Yeah.
because they are busy people.
Yep.
They've got a lot going on. They've got other check-ins. Some of them have other jobs besides being a coach,
Yeah.
and so maybe they have to wait until a certain time window to respond to check-ins.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of
Yeah.
just have your expectations set with them on like what an appropriate response time is or what
Mhm.
you expect, because
Yeah. Yeah.
What
That's
is like
important.
and usually coaches will like tell you like so my coach said if it's submitted because I think we all kind of maybe have a check-in day
Yeah.
and so if it's submitted on the check-in day before this time I will get it to you that same day
Yeah.
Yeah.
and usually within like a couple to a few hours it
Yeah.
just depends. There's also you have to be aware, do you have a time zone difference with your
Yeah.
coach like
yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
yeah
I
I do
also
have a-
give priority to people that are in peak week and stuff, because I know when
Yes.
I'm in peak week, he does respond to me faster.
Yeah.
But I expect to be more at the front of the line, closer to my
Yep.
show day. But then when I'm
Improvement.
weeks out, I'm not going to be like, answer me, because I'm assuming that somebody else is then in peak week, and so they
Yeah.
should get that first attention. Or
Yep.
you
Same.
know?
I'm in improvement season and
Yeah.
I submit that thing and I just forget about it. I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe I'll see it tomorrow.
yeah,
Like,
just
you know,
respond when you want.
like, yeah, when you want.
Yeah.
But
so
as an expectation, it is a pretty much an industry standard to get same day response if you're sending your check-in at an appropriate time.
Yeah.
Like if you're sending it at 8:00 at night, you can't always
at the latest the
expect-
next day.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
usually the next day, like the
Yeah.
morning, like
Yeah.
if anything.
I would say if you send it in the morning, most coaches are
Get
going
it
to
that
get back
day.
to you
Respond
the
that
same
day.
day.
yeah,
Yeah.
they get it back to you the same day. But if
Yeah.
you send it in
Yeah.
the afternoon, it's gonna come
Yeah.
back.
Like
Yeah.
24 to 48 hours would be a while. I would say
Yeah.
maybe 24 to 36, something like that.
Yeah.
But even getting to
24
the
is
end
like-
of that is
24
like,
would be like
yeah.
I would find that unacceptable as a client, paying
Yeah, that's fair.
client, just personally. But I would have
Yeah.
that expectation set, and I would also be sending I always send my check-ins,
first thing.
first
in
thing in
Yeah,
the
first thing in the
morning?
morning.
and it gives them the entire day
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
respond.
I think I would be texting Shane like, "Are you okay? Are you
Yeah,
all right?"
I
alive?
haven't heard from you.
I'll be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
did not send.
Did
Is
you
there a
not get
technical
this?
error?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, by nighttime, I think it's appropriate to then ask a question, just make sure that everything, because maybe something did go wrong.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it didn't. But to be checking like an hour, did you get it? Did you get it? Did you
No.
get it?
Yeah,
I
don't do
feel
that.
Like, yeah, you have to be respectful of people's time.
patient.
Yep.
Other than that, I can't think of
pretty much
anything.
the big
That's it. Yeah, those are
things.
the big things.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed that you said that you sent on your check-ins that I don't is measurements.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do measurements
don't
too.
take any
I
measurements.
do glutes, waist, and hips.
I do waist and hips.
Yeah, that's one thing
Or yeah.
He doesn't
I guess
ask for.
glute.
it was glutes and
So I do glute, so the largest part
Yeah.
of the glute, and then I do right above the hip bone, hips.
Oh, okay.
And
So then I do waist and glutes.
Okay, and then I do waist.
Yeah, and then he does. I do send it in like a ratio of my waist to glute. Just as another. I don't know. It's just
I
another
just thought
weird
of that.
data thing.
That's the one thing that I don't track, which is kind of strange because I track so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is interesting.
Yeah.
I've just
You-
never tracked it. None of my coaches, all 4 of my coaches that I've had, have
Never
never,
had
asked for measurements, not once.
This
Interesting.
is the first time. Yeah, the coach that I had for like 6 years, it was hit or miss.
Yeah.
And then this has been consistent, which has actually been kind of interesting because, like, in improvement season, as my weight has gone up, my waist has not gone up as much. Like,
Yeah.
it's
That's awesome.
stayed.
Yeah.
It's gone up, but like
Small.
little baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, your
But
composition
my
has
glutes
improved.
measurement has gone up,
Yeah.
and my waist has been very slow to increase. So
No, it's a really good thing.
That
Yeah,
is
because
good.
that ratio
I think it's a
is
good
super
tool.
important. Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
like was thinking about
I
like, all the
so
things.
on his measurements thing, there's like slots for like arms, legs, whatever,
Yeah.
like other things, because guys use this check-in system too.
and you're like,
And
no.
I started filling it out when I first started. I was like, I did all of them.
Yeah.
Okay. And 3 check-ins in, I was like, I'm a bikini girl. I don't care.
Yeah.
And so I stopped.
That's
I was
funny.
like,
You're like, I don't need to measure my arms.
Yeah, I
these
didn't ask, and he
biceps.
didn't say anything.
Yeah.
But I was like, they don't need to know my biceps and my legs. Like,
yeah.
I'm a
That's a
bikini
little
girl.
too
I'm
much.
sticking to waist, hips, and glutes. That's
Yeah.
what's matter.
Yeah.
what matters.
That's funny.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
No,
my
it's a
gosh.
good
Yeah.
measurement. Yeah, for sure.
Well, speaking of that, I gotta check in early in the morning.
I gotta go
Yes.
eat a creamy.
I gotta eat some egg
Oatmeal.
whites.
Go to bed.
Yes.
So catch you on the next
Check-in
episode.
etiquette
Okay.
That
out.
wraps up episode 27. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.